Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans for fans of everything nerdy. Yes, it's been about 2 weeks since April 22nd, the last time we recorded, but we're back, and we're here with episode number 50. You've had to listen to me for 50 episodes. I pity you all. But I'm back here this week, and joining me once again, it's Israel Pacheco.
Woo! 50
Ages.
episodes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yep. Halfway to episode 100.
Mm-hmm.
And
Halfway
we've got
there.
nothing special for today.
Yep. We got Games of May.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of special.
Yep. Yeah, it's always special doing the games of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Big Boss is not here with us tonight, and neither is DrLech or Jester. I know Jester wanted to be here, but work schedule and time differences really is kind of hard to get scheduled in. And I'm pretty sure Big Boss is probably getting ready with a box of tissues to cry over Montreal losing in the playoffs tonight, so that's that. But anyways, yes, we mentioned the Games of May. We might as well dive right into the Games of May. And, well, for the first part here, we've got some games that's already been out because today's the 12th, possibly the 13th by the time this goes up. So bear with us for some of this. On the first, we had Botanica coming out on the iOS, and Sir, You Are Being Hunted on Windows, Mac, and Linux. I've heard good things about Sir, You Are Being Hunted.
I haven't heard about this game at all.
Going on, because, well, nothing really to talk about there. On the second, we had Kirby Triple Deluxe, Mario Golf World Tour, both for the 3DS, and Peggle 2, finally releasing on the 360.
I didn't know Peggle 2 was even coming out now. I completely missed the release date for that. They should have got that guy from E3 again to jump up. Peggle 2, May 2nd! And just walk off stage, but... Kirby Triple Deluxe, I'm not really a Kirby fan, but I'm kind of interested in this one. It seems like a good platformer for the 3DS. Mario Golf World Tour. I've never played any of the Mario Golf games, so this one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I've been tempted to pick it up, but still haven't done it. I played the demo, which was, pretty good.
Oh, I got to do that. You just reminded me. I've been meaning to download that demo. Yep.
So the demo, I might wait for like a sale or something onto it, but yeah, it's definitely on my must-watch list for buying. Let's see here. On the 6th, we got MLB 14 The Show, finally releasing on the PlayStation 4. Yay, baseball.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
Mine neither. Let's see. On the 7th, we had Telsa Effect, a Tex Murphy adventure game coming out for Windows and Mac. Been ages since I've seen a Tex Murphy adventure.
I have no idea what this is.
Alright then, well, let's move on towards the 9th, where we had Bound by Flame. Came out for Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360. No Xbone release.
Yeah, that's strange that they didn't do that, but who knows why? Maybe it's one of those parody clause things that the word's been going around about that Microsoft you have to release at the same time with the same specs or whatever. I don't know what's going on. But that caught my interest when I was looking through PSN the other day. I was just looking at the screenshots, and it looks pretty cool. It looks kind of like Kingdoms of Amalur.
A little bit, yeah. I've heard some really mixed things about it. I think IGN gave it a 7, which is a pretty good review. But
it isn't like something you'll run out to buy.
Yeah.
Right when it comes out. It's something probably pick up down the line when there's a sale or something.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things, so, yeah. Like I said, it's probably going to be a buy once it goes cheap, or maybe even PlayStation Plus. I could see that easily enough. Okay, so on the 13th, which is either today or tomorrow, depending on when this goes up, we have Borderlands 2 on the PlayStation Vita. We have Dynasty Warriors 8 Complete Edition on Windows. We have Soul Sacrifice Delta on the PlayStation Vita. And we have The Walking Dead Season 2 Episode 3 finally releasing. Big day on the 13th.
I need to play episode 2 tomorrow then. 'Cause I haven't played that one yet. I played episode 1, I guess a few months ago at this point. I haven't played episode 2, so.
Oh, you need to get on that.
I'll play episode 2, and I guess I'll pick this one up tomorrow.
So you're buying them individually and not...
Yeah, I didn't do the season pass. I think what happened was the first one came out, and the season pass wasn't, like, updated yet on the PlayStation Store.
Oh, okay.
It was, like, one of those situations.
Gotcha. Actually, I'm not sure now if I have the season pass or not. Fuck, do I? I have to look into that. Other than that, Borderlands 2 is finally on the Vita, which, yeah, well, came out last week, technically, with the Vita bundle, but now it's going to be available for everybody.
Yeah, I found it strange they didn't release reviews, but now that we're seeing the reviews, it kind of makes sense that they held them back.
Tiny bit, yeah. Is that it's not a bad port? It's just...
It's just inferior, and it's just...
It was going to be, let's be honest.
Yeah, but if it's not running well in terms of, you know, the frame rate and... I don't know, it kind of makes you question if they should have done it in the first place, or maybe it was kind of, you know, Randy Pitchford when he said he I think it was him, you know, the whole situation, when he said he might want to get Borderlands on Vita or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they, I don't know, maybe since that was done kind of in public and on Twitter, it kind of forced their hand to do something. I don't know.
Still, it has my interest. I'll probably pick it up during a slow month, or if some extra money comes towards me. Let's see, on the 14th we have Super Time Force releasing on the 360 and the Xbox One. I've heard some good things about that indie title. And of course it's actually releasing on Xbox because it's not coming on anything else first.
Yeah, they actually have I guess the exclusive rights for whatever time period, because they haven't announced a date for PS4 yet.
Yeah, or Windows for that matter.
I might, I don't know, might pick it up on Xbox One, but I doubt it. Probably by the time I get around to it, it'll be on PS4, so I'll probably wait on that one.
Yeah. Next up, on the 15th, we have Battle Block Theater finally releasing on Windows and Linux, which they probably had the absolute best trailer for their Steam version.
I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't heard of this. Is this like a ongoing franchise, or is this something new?
This was by the same guys that did Castle Crashers.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen interesting. I think I might pick it up, or since it's going to be on Windows, you know, humble sale, something like that, maybe, eventually. All right, moving on to the 20th, probably one of the biggest days of the month, well, for me anyway, or if you love Japanese games. We have Drakengard 3 on the PlayStation 3. We have Mugen Souls Z on the PlayStation 3. We have Transistor on Windows and PlayStation 4. And we have Wolfenstein, the new order, releasing on Windows, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and the Xbox One. Woo! Big day.
Yep. Transistor, already got that pre-ordered. Nice. And it's funny because I haven't played Bastion, which I know is a crime.
Yes.
But I always meant to. It's one of those games I downloaded on 360 and just never played. I did get to play the demo. I just never played the full game. But this new one looks really cool. Wolfenstein definitely has my interest. I don't know if that'll be a day one. I keep going back and forth on that one. It looks really cool. It's one of those games that looks so over the top.
Yep.
Like a Duke Nukem style game. Like a 90s shooter that does not take itself seriously whatsoever. That's what I like about it, and I've seen a few trailers for it so far, and they've all been pretty good.
Hmm.
It just looks like complete insanity.
Yep, you gotta go around blowing up Nazis with big guns. What's not
I
to
was
love?
surprised though that there's no multiplayer,
Hmm.
especially for a Wolfenstein game.
Yeah.
At this point, in this console generation, you would think they would do some multiplayer. Maybe they just wanted to focus on the single player or
Which, is fine by me.
hmm
Like, the fact that they didn't want to even shoehorn in any kind of multiplayer, that's a good sign in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just strange because
Hmm.
it's I don't know. Who's putting it out? Is it Bethesda?
I'm not sure if
I
it's
think.
Bethesda directly or if they're publishing it. Yeah, I can't
Let me
remember.
see. Let me Google that. Wolfenstein.
Well, while you're Googling that, then, Peg mentioned that two of the games that I've got ordered for that day so far, Drakengard 3 and Mugen Soul Z. Drakengard, of course, probably a series of games which have some of the most depressing stuff of all time into them. So be prepared to be depressed if you're picking up that game, but it should be extremely good if compared to the first one anyway, or by the same standards, near. If you played that, it's by the same developers. And Mugen Soul Z is by NIS, so I had no choice but to pick it up.
Of course, single-handedly keeping them in business. Yeah, it's being published by Bethesda. It's being you know, what do you call that? I just went blank. Developed by Machine Games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Uh, I don't know. Maybe now that I'm not picking up Borderlands 2 on Vita, maybe I'll get Wolfenstein. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, moving on towards the 23rd. Or, you could get Mugen Soul Z or Drakengard 3, just saying.
Just throw NIS some money their
Exactly.
way.
Or, well, Square Enix in terms of Drakengard 3.
Oh, okay.
uh, on the 23rd, we have Tropico 5 releasing on Windows, and Killer is Dead Nightmare Edition for Windows. Killer is Dead.
That's really late.
Yeah,
Didn't that game come out last
last year.
summer?
Oh yeah,
Right? Was it like July or August of last year?
yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
not mistaken.
Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, that's really late to the PC.
Hmm. But
Really late.
I think it's releasing at a $20 price tag though. Or something.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Plus, I guess, um, yeah, better late than never, essentially.
Yeah. And it's only a shame that they still haven't gotten stuff like Lollipop Chainsaw onto the PC yet. This game's so
hmm
good.
Oh, yeah, it is, man. Reviews got that game wrong, man. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the 27th, we have Ace Combat Infinity releasing on PSN, and we finally, if it doesn't get delayed again, have Watch
Imagine, oh,
Dogs
man.
releasing on Windows, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, and no Wii U yet. That's coming later this year. If
Yeah, that's getting canceled. That's getting canceled. It's not coming out.
they
Let's be
wanted to
honest.
delay something one more time, so they had to do it with the Wii U version.
That was that's never coming out. But yeah, Watch Dogs. Um, I'm really excited for that one. I got it paid off. Looking forward to picking it up on release day.
Mm-hmm.
Picking it up on PS4.
Whoa. I can invade your game then.
Yeah, because it's gonna be 1080p, 60 frames a second, and I'm guessing it might be the same on Xbox One. I don't know. I'm just getting all my multi-plat games on PS4 anyway, so I'll just keep going with the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like last gen with a 360.
Yeah. So yeah, that's quite the big day. Watch Dogs I'm looking forward to as well. Unlike you, I don't have it paid off yet, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, quite looking forward to it. Can't wait to probably do some streaming of that.
Yeah, I might do some streaming. I don't know. Maybe if I do some of the side missions, sort of like I did with Assassin's Creed. But
Yep. All right, then on the 30th we have Mario
Finally.
Kart 8 for the Wii U. That's right, another Wii U game finally getting a release.
Finally. Wait. I'm going to go down the list of stuff we just spoke about because nothing else was on Wii U. This is legit the only game on our list that's coming out on the Wii U this month. Wow.
Oh,
That's sad.
That is hurting.
That's sad. Even like the indie stuff should be at least hitting the Wii U.
Well, there probably is. I mean, our list isn't that.
Yeah, it isn't completely comprehensive, but maybe some virtual console. Who's kidding? They don't even care about virtual console anymore. They barely. Let's not make this another Nintendo rant. Let's keep it positive. I'm looking forward to Mario Kart 8. I'm really looking forward to it, and I haven't really been digging the last couple Mario Kart games, to be honest. Especially the Wii one. The Wii one was a disappointment for me. The 3DS one was pretty good, but I kind of got over it quickly.
Yeah.
I played it, and I don't even own it anymore. I got rid of it, I think, during my, what was it? When I was leading up to the release of the PS4, and I was getting rid of some stuff to pay off the PS4.
Yeah.
But this I'm definitely excited for. It's looking great visually. It sounds like it's, great in terms of the controls from what I heard from several different outlets. So they've had the game for a while now, so I don't know why we don't have it yet. I hate when that happens, that they get the game like a month ahead.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I had a Wii U, I would be as well, but...
Yeah, there's sure as hell nothing else coming out for the Wii U for the next, really, because we got May now, then nothing is announced for June, nothing's announced for July, and nothing's announced for August.
Well, you get
E3 is around the
Transformers,
corner,
Rise of the Dark Spark in June on the Wii U.
Nobody wants that.
Oh, wow.
Nobody wants that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Cool beans. And finally on the to be announced section, if I bring up my notes again, we have Don Bradley Cricket 14 for Windows, Lifeless Planet for Windows and Mac, and Mousecraft for Windows, Mac, Linux, and PlayStation Vita.
Oh, it's only Vita. I thought it was also PS3.
It might be. But there we go. That is the games of May.
Not too bad. Some, quite big releases and then some smaller stuff during the month. Pretty good month.
Yep. It's not
probably the best month in a while until at least September, October hits.
All right, so with that, we're going to move into the news stories of the week, or past 2 weeks. So get ready for some dated news here, folks, as Israel kicks us off with the first story.
So the first story that nobody saw coming
nobody at all.
is the Justice... I can't even say it because it's so funny. Justice League film is coming, and it's going to be directed by Zack Snyder. I was about to say Zack Ryder.
It might end up being better, actually.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's being directed by Zack Snyder. I don't think there's a, release date officially yet. It'll be coming out sometime after the much anticipated, well, I guess depending who you ask, Superman versus Batman film. So, it makes sense that they're, casting him as a director, since he's worked on, a couple of the other, well, more than a couple. He worked on Watchmen.
Yep.
He worked on V for Vendetta, right? Did he work? Was that him? I don't think so. I think it was just Watchmen. Yeah, that was another director. He worked on Man of Steel.
Yep, he did, why did that name just escape me?
He did, what's Sucker Punch, which
Yes,
was
that's the one I was going to say.
uh,
I like that movie.
it was strange.
That's
But he also did 300, which is probably his best film.
Mm-hmm.
300 was pretty damn good. So it makes sense that they're continuing to use him as a director. It's kind of strange for me though to see how this is going to turn out. I guess it really depends on how Superman versus Batman pans out.
Mm-hmm. Well,
'Cause
apparently they're shooting them though back to back, so
it's just going to be weird for me. It's I don't know. It's for me. It's always been strange when it comes to the DC side of things,
mm-hmm.
seeing all the different characters interact with each other,
Yeah.
like within the Justice League setting.
Mm-hmm.
While Marvel, it just always made sense to me that they would all interact with each other, all the different characters from the Marvel universe. I don't know. I guess since I'm such a big Batman fan, I just prefer him in his own universe of Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him to be within the grander DC universe and incorporates Green Lantern and Superman and Wonder Woman and all the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it turns out. I'm still back and forth on Superman versus Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Ben Affleck's portrayal of the character.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first Man of Steel movie. Actually really enjoyed it. But I don't know. We'll see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like their films have been, at least the Warner Brother films. Well, I think the only exception would be Green Lantern.
Yeah.
That was more comedic because the Batman films were, grittier. Man of Steel was more grittier. Watchmen was grittier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be more of a serious take, I guess. And I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, and I guess it has to do with the whole Gotham
Mm-hmm.
TV series that's coming out, and it looks very Nolan-esque.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not digging it. I want to see more gothic, graphic novel-inspired art, and I don't know. That's just a thing. But anyway, let's move on to some Marvel news.
Yes. Well, this could be good / completely horrible / only get like half a season before it gets canceled because it's going to be on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
So that Fox is considering X-Men on TV. Yes. As Matt Fowler wrote in this IGN article, in a recent interview with Collider, X-Men Days of Future Past writer / producer Simon Kinberg spoke briefly about how 20th Century Fox was considering expanding its Marvel properties to TV in the manner that Marvel's done with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the upcoming Netflix streaming shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, etc., etc. So yeah, Fox is considering X-Men TV show. Don't think that would work quite well.
I think it would. It's strange how these shows are so all over the place now. Like how comics have exploded as a medium for adapting, and into television shows.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy to think about it, and
well, that's a pretty good segue for the next story, which is
speaking of TV shows, and that is ABC has renewed Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Woo!
And they also ordered an Agent Carter series.
Yeah! Woohoo!
So more comic books coming to your television set pretty soon.
Extremely excited for those two.
I haven't seen Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet.
You have to. Wait, have you seen Captain America yet? The Winter Soldier?
Nope.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. I did see Thor 2 like a week ago finally, but we'll get into that later. But there's more shows based on comic book properties heading to your television screen pretty soon. You're not only getting it on ABC, and as we talked about before, maybe Fox. You're getting it on Netflix.
Yep. The Agent Carter series should be extremely good. Did you ever see the one shot they did with her?
No, I didn't see it. No.
It's really worth seeing, and if it becomes anything like that, that will be a fantastic series.
Mm-hmm.
Showing like the startup of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how they're going to balance the television shows with the film releases.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that they have something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, and they intertwine with the film universe.
Yep.
It'd be interesting to see
Mm-hmm.
if the other series that we have here that are going to be coming out
would be easier to do, I think, because it's going to be set in the 1940s anyway.
They wouldn't have to rely on all the other characters of the universe. But speaking of those shows, there's also more discussion here as there's other shows coming.
Mm-hmm. All of which have been greenlit now.
Greenlit or renewed, like we just spoke about with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, Arrow has been renewed, but these are brand new and first coming, so they're greenlit.
So the Flash, based on the Flash character, of course.
Yes.
Gotham, based on the Batman universe. Mm-hmm. Constantine, based on the
Hellblazer.
What is the company releasing? I know, but the company releases that's owned by DC. Crap.
It's not Vertigo.
Dark Horse, is it?
Yep.
Okay. And then iZombie, which I'm not familiar with.
Mm-hmm. That's the Vertigo comic.
Okay, Vertigo.
Yep.
So yeah, all these comic book properties are coming to your TV, as we've been saying for the last like 5 minutes. I did see the trailer for Gotham, and
it looks alright.
I don't know.
But, well, my big complaint about it, it's like, you're introducing all these villains
all at once, and they're all intertwined,
and Bruce Wayne is still a young kid, so by the time he becomes Batman, they're all going to be pretty damn old.
Yeah, and it's trying to go the serious route of the Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. Not that I want to go back to Batman and Robin.
Bat nipples again.
That's not what I want. I just want something more in line with the animated series, the whole dark gothic tone of that. Because it seems like it's being filmed. Is it being filmed in Chicago, I think?
I'm pretty sure, yep.
So I'd rather see like a new city, like a Gotham, but I guess that would be expensive to make. And you'd rather do something like that when you're making a film. But I don't know. I'll see how it turns out. It could be good.
The one here on the list that I think's high up for me is Constantine, or Constantine. Yeah, it's Constantine, I believe they're pronouncing it. Yeah, the trailer came out for that today or yesterday, I believe, and it looks really good and nowhere near the monstrosity that the Keanu Reeves movie was a few years back. Because he's finally British now.
And not stupid looking.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like the actual character now. Other than that, iZombie I've never read before, but looks okay from what I've been reading about. Some girl who starts working at like a morgue or a medical facility where she's technically a zombie, so she starts eating the brains of like dead people to keep herself alive. But when she does that, she gains her memories and has to go solve their murders, stuff like that.
That is really fucking weird.
Yeah. Biggest one I think here is The Flash, though. The first here that actually ties in with the CW's other show, The Arrow, because we've already met Barry Allen on that show, and yeah, the direct tie-in, so there could be some big crossovers between those two series going forward. It also makes you wonder if, maybe they're finally going to tie their TV stuff into their movie stuff.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. But we'll see how these turn out. Like you said, some of them look compelling, others look like, they'll be okay. And
Mm-hmm. But either way, there's going to be a lot of comic book TV shows coming this fall.
I wonder if we'll ever see more like straight animated series. Like, we haven't seen. I know they've been doing like anime style
Mm-hmm.
a lot in Marvel recently and DC.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're ever gonna go back to the old style,
Mm.
like animated. It's like their most recent series. They look. I guess the art, it has to do with the art style. They just, I don't know. It's just my random 2 cents.
Yeah. All right. Well, time to head into some gaming news. It was also announced this past week, or finally confirmed anyway, that Minecraft 360 saves will actually transfer to the Xbox One version. And I'm pretty sure they confirmed too that the same will be for PS3 to PS4.
And to Vita too, I believe.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Vita version, 4Jang finally actually tweeted out a picture of the Vita version.
Yeah, and it was just the menu, right?
Yep.
It's like a shot of the menu. I was like, oh, you damn tease.
Still, it's coming.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes out.
Maybe that will be a good port.
No. They should bundle that in if it's actually good, but...
Mm-hmm. My PlayStation Vita Minecraft edition.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if they did that. They've been bundling the system with crappy ports, so...
Mm-hmm.
And
bundle it with
games,
Minecraft.
but...
That'll sell it.
Yeah, that'll sell it.
Yeah, it's cool to know that there will be save transfers over. I'm sure that'll make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are gonna dig this, especially my little brother. I doubt he'll get an Xbox One anytime soon, but he plays a lot on his 360.
Yeah. All right, we finally got another release date.
Yes, finally. And it's a little later than what we expected, at least me. I thought it was going to come out, rather soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a release date and a new trailer for Drive Club, who's being developed by Evolution Studios, coming to the PlayStation 4. It is a PlayStation exclusive. It's coming out in the US on October 7th, in the UK on October 8th, and in Australia on October 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So
because nothing else is releasing on October 7th.
Because nothing else is releasing that month or that week.
Mm-hmm.
So this game was supposed to be a launch title, and then out of nowhere it got delayed. We thought it was going to be out by now. Then we thought maybe right before E3 was going to come out, maybe during the summer, and no, it's coming out in October.
Yep.
Which is disappointing, I gotta be honest. Because this would have been a great game to play over the summer, especially, they had Infamous in March. They haven't had any, AAA first-party exclusives since then. So this would have made sense sometime in the summer, holding us over until the fall. But I guess they need more time to develop it and polish it up and make it the best it could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still looking forward to playing the free edition of the game, so...
I haven't watched that video yet. I know they put out like a video going over the details of, the differences between both versions.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched that yet. I need to watch that. I'll probably pick this game up though, but it's in October, so...
Yeah, on the same day as Alien Isolation, same day as...
Dragon Age, right?
Yep, same day as Shadows of Mordor as well. And a week before Batman, apparently.
I guess since the summer's going to be pretty dry, then I'll start pre-ordering and paying off things ahead of time, like way ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what I'll do, but I'm looking forward to this game, yeah.
Yep, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily looking forward to it, but I'm kind of interested. Driving games aren't really my forte unless they're cartoony, arcadey, kind of like Mario Kart. So, but anyways, moving forwards. Well, it's another year, and what would another year be without more Call of Duty? Call of Duty Advanced Warfare from Sledgehammer Games got revealed on the 4th or the 2nd, I think, because it got leaked. So yeah, futuristic Call of Duty. To me, it kind of looks like a mix between Ghost Recon and Metal Gear Solid. And House of Cards, because it stars Kevin Spacey into it.
Yeah, that's probably the most important detail out of all of this is that Kevin Spacey's going to be in it.
Call of Spacey.
Call of Spacey. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I like the trailer. I was surprised when they showed off Ghost last year and the stupid fish water physics.
But this year they have Kevin Spacey physics.
Yeah, at least they have Kevin Spacey, and that looks cool. And I like that they're bringing him into the fold. The new technology, I guess you could say, in the game looks pretty cool. The what do you call that? It's not mech suits, but it's more like
the PMCs, I believe they're called.
Yeah, the private military. Crap, what's the thing called? Like an exoskeleton?
Yeah,
Is that the word I'm like? And then like the speeder bikes that look like they were pulled from Star Wars, which was pretty awesome. Yep. There was a lot of cool things in the trailer. I like the new tech. It looks gorgeous. It's finally on the next gen, you know, in terms of graphic fidelity, because Ghost was really disappointing in terms of its visuals. But this one's looking quite good. I'm looking forward to this, and I wasn't, you know, a fan of Ghost, really.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer, and it did have me interested. Then I remembered it was Call of Duty, and could care less.
Yeah.
I'll probably borrow it from a friend just to play the single player, but that'll be all for me for Call of Duty Advanced.
What's weird is, I don't know what platform I'm going to pick this up on. Because since I have both, if I'm going to go Xbox One, since it's, you know, so tied with the Call of Duty franchise, or I'm going to pick it up on PS4.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, to ease your mind, you know you won't have to pick it up on the Wii U because that version's not coming.
I don't even have. Perfect segue, because speaking of Nintendo, they're supposedly working on other consoles for emerging markets, because they don't want to release failing hardware. They already have failing in other territories. But basically, they don't want to release cheaper versions of the 3DS or the Wii U in these so-called emerging markets. I guess they're talking about Asia specifically. When it comes to China, because I know they just recently had that ban lifted, which they had for, I think, over 10 years, where you couldn't sell any gaming hardware, consoles at least, but Nintendo did find loopholes around that. They had that, forgot what it's called. It's essentially an N64. I think it was i64, was it? Or it was like a special edition for the Asian markets, but it seems like they're not going to be using their current hardware. They're going to try to build something up the ground, you know, how you know what I mean, from scratch. That's what I'm trying to say. From scratch for these territories, which kind of seems strange that they would try to build something from scratch specifically for these territories when they have the rest of the world to worry about and their current system that's not doing too hot.
Yeah.
It's just another one of those weird comments that come out of Nintendo that make no sense. Like when they come out and they say, "Oh, Nintendo could be more than just a gaming company," and Iwata makes his stupid comments that what is it? That what's life fitness? What's the term he uses?
Oh, I can't remember.
You know the term I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
That they've been going around and talking about. It just seems strange. I could understand since they already have a track record of doing this before in China, at least with their consoles. But they were essentially consoles they already had,
Yep.
and they modified them for the territory. So in this situation, they're trying to build something from scratch, which I don't think makes sense.
No.
It's Nintendo.
What? Exactly. Nothing they do currently makes any sense.
It really doesn't. Poor Nintendo.
Yep. Well, let's end off on a really good note about Nintendo. At least on the 3DS front. That only this past week, actually, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire 3DS remakes were announced. That's right, we are going to be getting Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And it's not kind of like remakes that we've had before with Soul Silver and Heart Gold, but these remakes are going to be in the style of X and Y, so fully 3D environments.
And Mega Evolutions, if I'm not mistaken, are they bringing those over?
Pretty sure they are.
Yep.
By the looks of it, anyway.
It makes sense that they announced this after they announced their financial report for the last year. Like, so we lost a lot of money, but we got some Pokemon coming out at the end of the year. And it's their highest selling game on the 3DS. It's sold like, over 10 million units. I think it's like 12 to 15, somewhere around there.
Yep.
On the 3DS, which is really good. They sold across Pokemon X and Y. So it makes sense to release more of their highest selling game. It just makes sense from a business standpoint.
Yep.
I still have to pick up Y again, or X, or either one, and give it a fair shot. But it's cool for the Pokemon fans that they're going to get these games again, and they've been constantly re-releasing them, at least, or remaking them. Because they did, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They did now they have Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire remakes. Remakes.
Yep.
But we'll see how they turn out.
Yes,
Cool for Pokemon fans.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I believe Pokemon Ruby was the very first game I bought with my
GBA.
GBA, yeah. So I'm excited. The Pokemon games are usually all pretty good.
The remakes of Blue and Red, didn't they have remakes of Blue and Red?
Yes, Fire Red and what was it? No, it was Fire Red and Leaf Green. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were those were on the GBA, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, if they re-release those again, it'd be a re-release of a re-release.
Hey, if they're going to do it in the 3D style, give it to me. I would love to see the Kanto region in 3D. That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
But hey, I'm sure this is going to be pretty exciting for fans of Gen 3. I know I saw a lot of hype on Twitter the day these two were announced. So that's pretty cool. But, yep, that's going to do it for our news stories this week. Ending on the high note of Pokemon. So it's time to dive into our been playing, been watching, and been reading section. And it's been 2 weeks, folks, so bear with us. I'll kick things off here and say that I played Octodad, Deadliest Catch on the PlayStation 4. Bought it the day it came out, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I know you've been playing it as well.
That game pissed me off. Because I played it in co-op with my little brother, so I control either his right or his left side of the body. So we have to coordinate with each other to move. So I pretty much got an hour and a half or 2 hours into the game, and I could not get past this section. It was during a segment of the game where you're going after your son when you're in the sea aquarium. And then there's that fucking obstacle course. So imagine, it's already hard as hell. Imagine playing
Yep.
co-op, controlling different limbs. Yeah, you'll be seeing it in future Let's Play in like part 4 and 5. I start to get really, really mad and frustrated. By the end of it, I quit. And I haven't gone back. I need to go back because the game was actually pretty fun. It was really, really, goofy and cheesy, but I had a good time playing it up until I got to that point, pretty much.
Yep.
And I was trying to finish it up because, like you said, it's not that long of a game.
No, not at all.
How long did I have left from that point? Like maybe 30, 45 minutes or something?
Let's see. Have you done the part with your daughter in that yet?
Daughter? No, I don't believe so.
Did you do the part with the wife? Because I haven't caught up on your Let's Plays.
No, all I got up to was that obstacle course in the sea aquarium.
Oh, okay.
Like I did the wife and the daughter, like the first, like when she's in the dark, like your daughter's in the dark.
Okay. So
And
you
then like the wife does like the toys that you have to get for her. Yeah, I did those.
Okay.
I'm just stuck on the sun part.
Okay, yeah. There's not much left after that. Probably,
Oh, okay.
I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit more.
Okay, I just have to beat that damn obstacle course. Shit.
Yeah.
But it's a good game. I recommend it. I know we've both done Let's Plays for it, so if you guys want to check them out, check our YouTube channels out and watch us play and watch me get frustrated in the upcoming episodes. But I guess it was a perfect game to stream because it was pretty funny at first, and then by the end of it, I was just getting mad. I was about to throw my controller, so I was like, "Let me shut this off." I'm like, "I'm done. I'm done. Peace." But it's a good game. It's worth. I guess it's $15 regular price without the PlayStation Plus discount that they had the first week.
Yep, totally.
It was a few bucks off, so definitely check it out. It's really unique. Really unique. It's just a physics-based game, and it's really goofy.
Yep. So what's something you've been playing?
So something besides Octodad. I popped Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes back in because they just did an update that basically allowed each of the consoles to get the exclusive missions from the opposite consoles. So the exclusive missions that were available on Xbox, which it was just one. It was one with Raiden called Hamai or Jamai's Vu, something like that. I still don't know how to pronounce it. And then the PlayStation consoles had Deja Vu, so the Xbox consoles got that mission. So you play as Raiden in this mission, and it was incredibly short. I did a Let's Play of it. I think it was like maybe 20-some minutes. I could have probably beat it in like under 10.
Wow.
I just kept dying because I kept doing stupid mistakes. But it was really strange because it started off cool. It had a cool cutscene. It was kind of a nod to Revengeance, the intro to Revengeance. But then you play it and you're like, wow, that's it? Like, that was all? Like, the Xbox guys got shafted with that exclusive mission because that one sucked. At least the PlayStation one was a Deja Vu, which you got to recreate events from the original Metal Gear Solid, which basically you had to go to different areas of the map and you had to be in a certain pose, and then it would, like, do a flashback sequence from the original Metal Gear Solid. So actually it was unique and cool and something different, but the Raiden one was just, it was disappointing. You could see me as I play that by the end of it, I'm like, wow, this was disappointing. So it's still really fun. I hadn't played it, since the game came out, so I kind of forgot the controls a little bit. So that's probably why I was losing so bad.
Yeah.
And, going from like one game to the other, you start to forget exactly what controls are for each game. So, yeah, that's one other game that I've been playing.
Cool. See, moving down my list, I finished up South Park: The Stick of Truth. And as of right now, that's probably my game of the year.
Wow, really?
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed every second of that game, and I've started going back to it to do trophy hunting, actually, because I really want to get the platinum in that game. I just loved it that much. The story was great. The characters of South Park are just awesome.
Yeah.
The gameplay mechanics were right up my alley with the old school JRPG style. So, yeah,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, everything.
I think it would be a game that I would have probably played through at this point if it was on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would have been something perfect to stream since it's got so many goofy moments. It's rated M, so I guess the stream would be kind of racy, and I couldn't post that on YouTube because of all the, I guess nudity and vulgar language and all that. Yeah, it wouldn't fly on YouTube and get flagged. But I guess you could keep it up on Twitch at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it didn't come out on PS4 and Xbox One. I'm still kind of disappointed about that.
Yeah. Not
But
too much fun.
But it's not too bad,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely would advise people to play that game. Even if you're just a casual fan of South Park, you'll really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, I would say that too from what I played, which I need to get back to. I'm just going to restart it completely one of these days. Probably sometime over the summer when things, slow down. Definitely after this month because there isn't much coming out.
Mm-hmm. But you got all those Wii U games to look forward to.
You mean the brand new Pokemon game coming out for the 3DS this October?
Oh, Lord.
So moving on to another game that I played, and that is Trials Fusion on PS4. I haven't played the Trials series before. I did another Let's Play of this, and it was my first time playing, so I kind of sucked at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I hadn't played these games before, and it was really cool though, because to my surprise, while I was racing against Aussie Legends Ghost, because
I saw that.
because it syncs up with your friends on your friends list.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? Aussie, because I saw Aussie Legends' name, and I was like, what the hell? So it was pretty cool, and I was racing against his time, so it does I forgot what that's called. I guess like something. I know the Need for Speed games, like Autolog, I guess that's what it's called in the Need for Speed games. I don't know if they call it that in Trials Fusion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really fun game. It looks like something to play, in short bursts. It's perfect for streaming because if you mess up, you look like a goof.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. I actually really like the backgrounds. It looks really nice visually. It isn't like, infamous Second Son in terms of the graphic fidelity, but it just looks really nice for what it is.
Yeah, cool.
I think it might be a tad expensive though. It's $20.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It should be more around the $15 range, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing that's been holding me back on really buying it.
Especially since there's a bunch of DLC for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a season pass for it that's $20 on top of the $20.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous. But I probably would not get the season pass just because I'm not a huge fan of the franchise. But I guess there's more content there if you want it. There's also a physical release that has, the main game and then the season pass content.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, if you're going to get the season pass, just get the physical release, I guess.
Yep. I think I'll pick it up eventually. Maybe if a sale hits on it.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a sale when it's like $10 or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving forwards with another one of my games and another PlayStation 4 game actually, and that's Child of Light. Which
I want to hear about this because I bought it, but I haven't played it yet.
Well, art style wise, it's beautiful. It looks like a painting come to life.
Mm-hmm.
Music and sound is absolutely amazing. I love it. Gameplay wise, they've gone kind of old school JRPG-ish, so it's pretty
Turn-based?
Yeah, turn-based with a weight meter down on the bottom. Like, everybody is on the same, weight meter. Like, you have enemies coming up and yourself, so whoever gets to the action bar first can choose their action, and then there's another little space for the time it takes to perform your action. And if an enemy's in that, last little bar and you hit them, it will delay their action so they don't actually attack.
So there's, a more, depth to the combat There's more
Yeah.
strategy in it. It just isn't a basic turn-based.
Yeah. Yes. It's really time-based, which is pretty neat. I like the idea of it. And like I said about you delaying enemy attacks, enemies can delay your attacks as well in the same fashion. So brings up a little bit of strategy. And you've also got this little firefly dude with you as well, which if you hover over enemies and hold down, I think it's R2 or L2, I can't remember at the moment, but you hold down the button, you can actually slow down an enemy, so it takes longer for them to act. Or if you hover over yourself, you can heal yourself, or heal whichever character that you want. So the combat is really innovative. I'm enjoying that quite a bit. Now, a downside of it. I tried streaming the game at one point. And man, streaming Child of Light is just awesome. You get the Ubisoft logo down in the corner and no sound whatsoever.
Wow, that's really stupid.
Yeah, that really pissed me off. And same thing.
That's incredibly stupid.
And the same thing with sharing video clips as well. No sound whatsoever. Just the Ubisoft logo down in the corner.
Why would they do that? It makes no sense. If that's not the case with Assassin's Creed 4. That's not the case with Trials Fusion, which I just spoke about, and they published that game.
Yep.
So I guess that's weird. I know they use music in the game, but it isn't licensed music.
Yeah.
Like I had a similar issue when I streamed way back when I got the PS4. I streamed NBA 2K, right? And that has a lot of licensed music, so I could understand why there was no audio in that case, because they don't want to, get you in trouble, have to pay royalties, whatever.
Yeah.
But in this case, it doesn't make sense. That's really stupid. I hope they patch that and just remove that completely.
Me too, because that's just weird. But
because I wanted to stream it too, to see like everybody could see my first impressions of the game, essentially.
No. Probably it is like a licensing issue with their music, that they don't want it to be uploaded without their permission or whatever. So I don't know, but it is weird as fuck. Other than that, streaming aside, the game is absolutely worth buying because it's great. It is absolutely great.
That's good to hear, though. Even with all the streaming issues, I guess that's part of the growing pains of this new shared and connected generation that we'll see. It's kind of like DRM last gen for Ubisoft. They've done stupid mistakes in the past. So I'm sure they could easily correct this with a patch. It shouldn't be that complicated. All
right. Well, have you been playing anything else?
So the last and final game that I've been playing is the God of War Collection on the Vita, which I picked up on the day of its release, which was stupid on my part. I should have waited and read the reviews for this. And that is because it's a subpar port. It's not absolutely unplayable like I heard the Jack and Daxter Collection was in terms of the frame rate. You can notice dips here and there with the frame rate. It's just the picture quality looks really muddy. It doesn't look clear. And especially running on the Vita, you'd think it would look really slick and really, really nice on the screen, and it just doesn't look like that. And then the big thing is, which was an issue with the original God of War Collection on the PS3, was they never remastered the cutscenes. So they were just SD 480p, but it looked fine on the collection on PS3. Of course, there was a stark difference between playing 720p 60 frames a second Kratos and then going into a cutscene, but it looked fine. It didn't look too bad. On the Vita version, it looks fucking horrible, the cutscenes, because they're SD cutscenes, but the way that they encoded them, it looks pixelated. It's just bad. It's just done bad. The audio, there's two, points I have with the audio. The audio in terms of the soundtrack of the game sounds great. The score of the game, that sounds great. But the audio of the sound effects of the characters and the voice of Kratos and the other characters in the world sounds like crap. It sounds muddled and muffled. It just doesn't sound good. So they've pretty much, shit the bed with me, I guess, because I was really on a big PlayStation Vita kick and PS4 kick, and this really just kind of like kicked me in the balls because it's frustrating that they keep releasing bad ports and bad games. I haven't played Borderlands 2 yet, but I've heard that it's not the greatest port, which I understand because they're fitting a humongous game into a small cartridge. And maybe, I don't know if they could remedy this with creating bigger Vita memory cards for the games. I know their limits like maybe 4 and 4.5 gigs that they could fit on one of those cards. So instead of trying to cram both games on one card, release the games on 2 cards. I know other companies have been able to make great transitions over to the Vita. The Metal Gear Solid HD Collection works fantastic on the Vita. Same thing when it comes to Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD. Sly 4, when they had the whole cross-buy thing with PS3, if you bought that version, I played, a few hours of it on the Vita, and it looked and played great. But then we have games like the damn Resistance game, which was terrible. We had the Call of Duty game, which was terrible, which that was bundled in with the system, so that just gave everybody a bad taste. Now the Borderlands 2, it's being bundled with the new Vita, and it's not up to par. So what kind of message does that send people who buy your system? And the Vita's powerful. It's just developers don't put that extra time into it. Well, some do, like I just spoke about, MGS HD, Final Fantasy HD. But Sony, this is their console, and they're not putting the effort. Jak and Daxter Collection was released out of nowhere. It was a crappy port. This was talked about at last E3, but it just kind of released out of nowhere too, because they were like, oh, it's coming out of May. And then it's just not up to par, and it's really disappointing because the God of War series is one of my favorite series in gaming. God of War 1 and 2 are some of my favorite PS2 games. So it's just disappointing that I got a crappy version of the game. So I already own it on PS3, and this is the third time I buy these games. I bought 1 and 2 on the PS2. I bought the HD collection, and then I bought the Vita collection. And it's not worth it, in my opinion. Just get the PS3 version.
Yeah, okay.
Which is unfortunate. Like, it's not terrible. Like, if it's really cheap and you got nowhere else to play it, maybe, but I don't want that to tarnish your experience of playing God of War, which is a fantastic series. So it's just kind of frustrating. I think I might actually trade it in, and I don't ever really trade in my games unless it's kind of, a last resort type of thing, but I might trade it in and try to get some of my money back for it. And put it towards Mario Kart.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, it sucks. That's my little rant for that game. So it played well, but it's not good enough. I can't keep giving these companies passes for BS. Like, a lot of people are like, yeah, that's just an excuse. Like, I just paid money out of my pocket on release date and got screwed over. So it was stupid because leading up to this release, I was like, I should wait to release and reviews. And reviews weren't out on release date. That's another thing. Like, it's frustrating. But anyway, in my opinion, don't pick it up on the Vita. Just pick it up on the PS3. That version's fantastic. Or pick it up on the PS2. Those look better than it does on the Vita.
And if you do want to play it on the Vita, maybe just buy the PS3 version digitally to get the Vita version for free.
Oh, yeah. Or just do this. Buy the PSP games on the Vita. Just do that. Because they look, I'm sure as hell that they look and run better than the PS1, 2 games. Which I still don't get. They're PS2 games. You can't run them the best that you can on the Vita. It's PS2 games. This is not a PS3 game that was brought down like Borderlands. It's PS2.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it does not.
Sony needs to get their act together when it comes to the Vita. They really do.
Well, the final thing in my been playing section here is
the God of War collection on the Vita. I love it. No.
is the game Rain on
Oh,
PS3.
that's a surprise.
Yeah, I finally got around to starting it up. Actually played through Chapter 2 just before recording this. Uh, it's really unique, and it kind of plays a little bit like Ico did back
Mm-hmm.
on PlayStation 2, or 3 if you got the HD version of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it so far. The story is interesting. It's different, I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. Basically, you're playing as a little boy who saw like a little girl or the outline of a girl and the outline of some kind of monster out into the rain. He goes out into the rain and well, he becomes invisible basically. And the
Mm.
only time he becomes visible is when he's like in rain. Like you go into like a little cover off of a building and you're invisible now. So the mechanics of it are pretty interesting. It's really hard to explain the game, but yeah, it's well worth picking up if you haven't.
I did pick this up months ago, but then I completely forgot I bought it. It was one of those games that I pre-ordered and then released it, and I kind of just forgot. It probably came out during one of those months that there was a lot of things coming out,
Yeah,
and it just kind of went, completely out of my radar.
yeah, pretty much the same thing happened for me. I picked it up back on a sale, I think for $4, three something, I think,
Hmm.
and just got like tossed into the mix and never got around to it. And it was like when I did up a gaming schedule last week, I finally decided like, you know what? Rain's going on to the schedule. I'm signing a day to it, and I'm going to play it till I'm done with it.
Hmm. That's pretty cool. I gotta check it out. Like I said, one of these days
Mhm.
when there's nothing coming out, I'll probably get into some of these older games that I just completely forgot about.
Mhm. All right. So with that, it's time to dive into our been watching stuff. And like to go first? You can list off
Yep,
everything you've been watching at once.
yep, I'll do that. So I've been watching Thor 2, The
Woo!
Dark World,
Yeah.
American Hustle, and Wolf of Wall Street. So, and those pretty much I watched them all when I was sick, at the beginning of last week. It was one of those days I was off and I was sick and I was like, no, I'll just watch some movies. So Thor 2 was really good. I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was better than the first one. I really enjoyed the second one. I thought the first one was a good movie, but it kind of left me wanting more in terms of seeing the different realms and Asgard. And this one definitely gave you a lot of that compared to the first one. So I really like this one. Um, it was just more enjoyable for me. There was a lot more action than the first one. The first one felt kind of slower paced. American Hustle was really good too. That movie, was nominated and won awards and stuff, Academy Awards and stuff. It was really good. All great acting from the cast. Everybody was really good in it. But the one that stole the show was Wolf of Wall Street.
Mhm.
That was really, really good movie. It's my favorite out of the three that I'm talking about now. It's nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah. It
It's
was
a
a
long movie,
surprisingly long movie.
but I really, really enjoyed it. Like it's one of my favorite movies in the last few years, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, I just really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed how it was filmed, how the script was written, how they had all those, kind of winking at the camera moments, breaking, the I guess the third or fourth wall. And it was really good. I just like all the actors in it. Leo DiCaprio is always phenomenal in all he does. Jonah Hill was really good in this movie. All the other actors that were in it, I really really enjoyed this movie. It was really cool. It's kind of a drama slash comedy because there's a lot of comedic moments and There's a lot of sexual stuff in it. There's a lot of drug use. It's a lot of drug use. But it was cool. It was a really cool movie. I'm actually gonna pick that up pretty soon when I see it on sale, because I know it's been out for a few months now.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely got to pick that up and add it to my collection. That's pretty much it in terms of what I've been watching. Because I didn't even watch wrestling last week. Like
Wow.
last Monday, I was like, I don't feel like watching Raw. I guess it's like the post WrestleMania burnout
Mm-hmm.
that happens every now and then for me, that I just get so hyped and so engulfed into wrestling, and then I'm just kind of like, I don't want to watch it now.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, well, I've got quite a bit here. I watched a lot.
3 hours later.
I'll keep everything short anyway. I finally watched Rio on Netflix. Pretty good. Surprisingly better than what I thought it was going to be. Watched Arrow. The last 2 episodes have been phenomenally good. Can't wait for the season finale this Wednesday. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again, amazing last few episodes. And season finale tomorrow night is going to be intense as hell, I figure. Game of Thrones has been great, as anybody would suspect, and something I didn't include here on the list, but I have seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh, I want to hear about this.
Yeah, the first Amazing Spider-Man, it was good. I enjoyed it more than the original trilogy that came out. And Amazing Spider-Man 2 is probably the best Spider-Man movie yet.
What? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I was not expecting that, because what I've heard is that it's kind of a cluster, a mess in a way.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I was hearing that before going into it, so I was kind of worried. But yeah, I walked out. I absolutely loved the movie. Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man now, as far as I'm concerned, both as Peter Parker and as Spidey himself. Just because the humor is there finally, like he's throwing out quips left and right. There was one random scene where he actually stuck on a firefighter's helmet to like hose something down. So that was great. Yeah, the story's great. The characters are great. Emma Stone is fantastic as Gwen Stacy. Let's see, villain-wise, people were like talking like, oh god, there's the Green Goblin, there's Rhino,
there's Electro.
But the main villain in the movie is Electro. He has the most screen time overall. Rhino is pretty much bookends. You get to see his character at the beginning of the movie, as like you would on a TV show watching Spidey just take down a random criminal, and at the end you get to see him again as, well, the Rhino. It's not spoiling anything because it has been shown in the trailers.
Yeah.
But it's basically bookends, and it works good. Like, it really works good. And as far as the Green Goblin goes, it's good. I'll put it as that. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't make it a clusterfuck of a movie. It probably could have been handled a little bit better, but we're not talking Spider-Man 3 territory here. Not at all. But, yeah, overall, I quite enjoyed it. The story was good. The music and visuals were just amazing. The first battle with Electro is probably one of the best things I've seen in IMAX 3D ever. Because it's just visually stunning. The music's great. So, yeah.
Damn it. Now I'm going to have to go see this tomorrow.
Has to do that. Yeah, the movie's great. I absolutely loved it, and a friend I went to see it with loved it as well.
That's great to hear, because I had been hearing nothing but people crap on it. And I really liked the first Amazing Spider-Man. It was, as you said, my favorite of the Spider-Man films up to that point. There was, some comedic elements of that, but it seems like this one has it
Oh,
even more.
Even more so.
So I kind of makes sense, I guess, in the first movie since he was just starting to be the character, and maybe moving into this one he's more comfortable in the role of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, really like the first Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to hear that this one actually turned out well. Because I've only been hearing people complain like, "Oh, it's a mess. It's a clusterfuck. Like, nothing's happening." But I think a lot of people nowadays are extremely critical of superhero movies. Like, you got to remember, these guys are people in tight suits that wear masks. Like, come on.
And everything's not going to be the Avengers. So.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, they did a great job with it. Absolutely enjoyable and well worth watching. So
that's good.
Hold off any further.
So you say the 3D's worth the extra money to go see it in 3D?
Yes.
IMAX 3D? Okay, because I saw the first movie in 3D, Amazing Spider-Man, and it was pretty good, the 3D. So maybe this one I'll go see it in 3D also.
Mm-hmm. All right, that does it for the been watching section. Been reading anything?
Not this week. No, I kept meaning to go pick up Batman Volume 3, but since I was sick, I just wasn't in the mood to go to a comic shop or anything.
Yeah. I have something, but I will talk about that in the next section, which is our shameless self-promotion, which, hey, we both got a ton of stuff.
Yeah. I guess pretty much we could just direct people to our YouTube channel. Yeah, so youtube.com/IsraelPacheco89 and check out all my stuff there. As I talked about earlier, did Let's Plays on Trials Fusion, Metal Gear, that one Raiden mission. What else did I mention? Octodad. So, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing more stuff soon, yeah.
And as for me, youtube.com/LordXPlaysGames, which you know of because you're here listening to the podcast right now. As for me, I put up a video on Mercenary King showing off the Share Factory stuff. I did a Let's experience of Stick It to the Man. I put up a trophy hunting video for Octodad where I curse on flowers for about 20 minutes. Trying to think what other stuff I've put up. But anyways, there's comic shop pickups up of 2, 3, and 4, in which 4 I talk about Deadpool vs. Carnage issue 3, which I read this past week and was awesome. Trying to think, there was also the April pickups video, and I did a very first Loot Crate unboxing. So I've subscribed to that, and I'm quite looking forward to the next one.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen, I think, most of those, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, some pretty good stuff. I know I'll be doing, as I was talking to you before we did the show, a video like the top. I'm still debating if it's gonna be top 5, top 3, or top reasons why, like what Nintendo could do to get back into the game. Basically, essentially, just get back to where they should be. And I'm gonna do I might do the Vita rant about bad ports and bad games not helping the Vita. Mm-hmm. But I kind of got that out of my system during the podcast during the God of War collection. So I think I might just stick to the, the other one for sure, the Nintendo one. I definitely want to do that one.
Sony can rest easy tonight.
Yeah, unless I wake up mad tomorrow. I'm like, oh, fuck you, Sony.
Alright, well, guys, if you do have questions and comments for us, as always, please leave a question and comment down in the comments section below. And on the last podcast, we actually did get a comment, and that was from our good buddy Gamer Joe, fellow Axehead, who left, and I was just about to leave an amazing comment for you guys. Then the owl pun happened. Poor Joe.
That was a hoot. Oh,
good God.
Poor Joe.
But, yeah, thanks, Joe, for commenting, and I'll hit you up with a free game on Steam at some point.
Yep.
Just remind me.
Yeah.
If I forget, Joe. Or even if you're listening at this point. But, yep, I do believe that's going to end it for this week. And if you guys have questions and comments, please leave them down below. Tell us how you feel about Nintendo, Pokemon, Minecraft, Drive Club, etc., etc. Tell us what you've been playing, watching, and reading.
Not the God of War collection.
Alright, so that's going to do it for us. Izzy, please do us the honors of taking us out.
So appreciate you guys for checking us out once again at the CanUK podcast on this week's episode. It's been a few weeks since we last recorded. Leave comments down below. Let us know what you've been playing, what you think about the show, any suggestions, any comments. And as Lord X said, you could potentially win a free game on Steam. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's it this week. Hopefully you'll join us next week where we crap on Nintendo and Sony once again. No.
Microsoft's turn next week.
Yeah, Microsoft. They haven't done something stupid in a while, which is surprising. So we'll see. We still got E3 right around the corner.
Yes, and we may be doing a special E3 podcast as well.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that. So within the next month, because the press conferences are on June 9th, right?
Yeah.
You said.
So yeah, before June 9th, we might have a little podcast to do predictions and what we hope for, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So yep, that's it for this week. And for Lord X, I am Israel Pacheco, or Izzy, I guess. We could just shorten my name like Cesaro. Just call me Izzy now on instead of both first and last name. So check us out next week. Peace.
Bye, everybody. Don't go by God of War.